My name is Julian Gerighty. I'm the Associate Creative Director on Tom Clancy's The Division. I have a fairly atypical background. I joined Ubisoft about 15 years ago, and when I joined Ubisoft, I was a financial analyst and researcher. So possibly the only financial analyst turned creative director in the industry. But what research and analysis helped me to is to understand the markets of video games and to go from that into working on licensed games and marketing of games, and then editorial. Editorial is just like in a magazine or in a publisher where you have certain things that you want to explore and others that you don't. So I worked at head office for a long time as well, and for the last 5 years I've been working in production as a creative director. The last game I worked on was The Crew, and we announced in 2013 at the same time as The Division, and I got on very well with the team, and when I finished The Crew I joined The Division. So 2 years ago I joined The Division in Sweden. In fact, I've worked on Tom Clancy games several times before, on Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, Double Agent, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, and Tom Clancy's End War. So I've worked on a lot of Tom Clancy games and I know the license very well. The only one I haven't worked on is Rainbow Six. When we work with Tom Clancy and the Tom Clancy license, there are certain pillars that we have to respect. And I find this very good creatively because it's not a blank sheet of paper. We have a very clear framework within which to be creative. One of those things is credibility, realism, if you will. And The Division is photorealistic, of course, but it's all about something that could happen, a virus wiping out some of the population and devastating cities is absolutely possible. And in fact, Dark Winter, which was an operation in 2001, proved that this is something that the US couldn't deal with. The second thing is that it also is giving you a clear and present danger. Now, that clear and present danger, it's even the name of a Tom Clancy book, is very clear in The Division. It's not only this virus that has decimated the population, but it's also the factions that have taken the place of law and order. And the third thing is very, very simply a peek behind what actually makes governments work, you know, or the secrets going on behind the scenes that we don't necessarily know about. And that's also represented in The Division by Directive 51, which is the directive that President Bush signed after Dark Winter that gives him executive powers in order to ensure continuity of government. And this is where the Division agents come in. But this is the first Clancy game where it's not a super soldier. You know, it is an everyday person. And it's the first Clancy game that's a pure RPG. And those things really keep this game very contemporary, very modern. I mean, this is a great question. Every Clancy game has a different sort of aspect. It's true that Sam Fisher in Splinter Cell is American, and Ghost Recon is very US focused too. But Rainbow Six was featured all around the world. Now, in our game, we chose New York and the US, not only because of Directive 51, but because New York, in the fiction of our game, is the epicenter of where the virus started to spread from. So it's very rich for us in terms of location and lore.